Hey everyone, this is Josh with SKAA. In this video, I want to go over some common tips and tricks when working with SKAA wireless products. The first thing I want to show you is SKAA's incredible versatility in the ability to peel off a speaker from a group of speakers for use in your own room. With Wi-Fi speaker systems like Sonos, for example, there's very little portability and you can't separate the speakers in the network because all of the speakers have to be on the same Wi-Fi network in the house. Because SKAA speakers don't operate on Wi-Fi, they never have to tie into your home Wi-Fi network. Because of this, you can very easily peel a speaker off from a main group of speakers and repurpose it for your own use. Just double-click the bond button to switch to your own source. And after 30 minutes of continuous use, your new source will automatically be added to the green list. When you're all done, you can easily re-add the speaker back to the main group and bond with the original transmitter again. As I just mentioned, a feature of SKAA speakers is that they will automatically add their current transmitter to their green list after 30 minutes of use. It's a convenient feature, but it's actually deeper than that. So unlike Bluetooth, SKAA is designed to be wide open, not locked up. But we do want to make sure that users have a good experience and there's no nasty surprises. We only allow SKAA receivers to operate in amber mode for a limited time. For most products, this is 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, a bonded source will automatically be added to your green list, and no outside sources will be auto-added while in green mode. However, when a speaker is in amber mode and there's no bonded sources turned on, amber mode will automatically bond to sources that come into range. So imagine having a speaker sitting in your bedroom in amber mode, unbonded, and then at 2 a.m. your neighbor pulls into his driveway with an active SKAA transmitter. That'd be quite a shock if you're trying to sleep. So this is why after 30 minutes, SKAA receivers auto-add bonded transmitters to the green list. While in green mode, you won't be awoken unexpectedly in the middle of the night because your speaker will continue looking to bond with the last green list source, even if it's turned off. Because SKAA speakers are so open and easy to separate from a group, they all have individual bonding, volume, and mute controls. But let's say that you want to control a pair of speakers with one bond button. This one's pretty simple. You can create a speaker cluster out of the two speakers as long as they're in the same product family. To do this, turn off all transmitters and turn off both speakers. Power up the first speaker that you want to be the master control for the pair while holding down the bond button. You'll see a red LED blinking. While this is happening, power up your second speaker and you'll see that it blinks red too. Wait for the blinking to stop and then power down both speakers. Then when you power them back on, this will make all bond functions happen on both speakers, but you'll only have to press the bond button on the master speaker. This works for green listing too, and you can also control volume changes and mute the speakers as a cluster as well. You'll want to avoid making a Nadia hub like my Ryobi Score primary here into a cluster master, unless you're only going to be using the primary in SKAA mode. So most of the time you'll probably just be using one or maybe two SKAA transmitters, but occasionally you might have 3 or more. When you're searching for new sources in amber mode, sometimes having several transmitters operating nearby can make it more difficult to always bond to the transmitter you want. For example, your neighbor, roommate, or family member may have a transmitter of their own nearby. Amber mode bonds to sources in a very simplistic way. When you double-click the bond button, amber mode first makes sure that the source is not already on your green list and then bonds to it. If you repeatedly double-click, it'll try to reject the last bonded source so you can get a fresh transmitter on this attempt. That's as sophisticated as amber mode gets. So if there are a lot of SKAA transmitters nearby, finding the one you actually want may be challenging. So here's what you can do in this case. Now you can always just bring the transmitter you want closer to the source. But what if the offending transmitters are in another bedroom, or it's your roommates or your neighbors? So what you can do is temporarily add transmitters 1 and 2 to your green list. Then the speaker will automatically continue on to the other remaining transmitters when you double-click. So then you can add the transmitter you actually want to your green list. Then you can go back and delete the transmitters that you don't want on your green list by holding the bond button for a few seconds. Next, let me show you the Telissa mute trick for use with headphones. This is great if you want to watch TV late at night without disturbing other people in the house. In my living room, I use a Telissa transmitter to send wireless audio to my Go Rave soundbar and subwoofer to watch TV and movies. I've also programmed my TV remote with IR to control the volume of the transmitter. If you're interested in seeing that whole process, I've put a link to that video in the video description below. When I turn on my TV, the speakers automatically bond to the Telissa transmitter. Then I mute the speakers with IR on my remote. You can see they're muted when the LED flashes. Then I turn on my headphones. And because the mute command didn't hit the headphones while they were powered off, I can watch TV as long as I want without disturbing anyone in the house. Don't use the remote to change the volume because that will also unmute the speakers. Lastly, I'll show you how to use the SKAA Command app to get version numbers of SKAA Command and the transmitter and receiver firmware. So you may want to know what version number of SKAA Command you have in case you want to check and see if you have the most recent version. To do this, simply open the SKAA Command app and click the I button to view the version number of SKAA Command. From here, you can see the firmware of your currently connected transmitter as well. For the receiver, click on the green bond block and then click on the I button in the pop-up window. Alright guys, so those are 6 tips and tricks that you can use with SKAA devices. If you like this video, please leave it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel to see more content like this. Thanks for watching.